In 2008, the Detroit Lions went 0-16. Their fans responded by wearing brown paper bags. In 2017, the Cleveland Browns went 0-16. The fans responded with paper bags. And in 2020-2021 on YouTube, the C4 Madden YouTube channel went pretty much 0-16. Thanks to everybody that watches. But if everyone that watched this liked the video, it'd help out a lot. And thanks. We're here for a new Madden 21 rebuild. I found this out. I kind of wanted to pull the trigger on this video after we did the Alabama quarterback's career sim, where in one of those years, Trey Lance won the league MVP with the San Francisco 49ers. And that made me like, okay, maybe there's something there. Maybe Trey Lance in this Kyle Shanahan offense is going to be fun. I kind of want to see how that plays out. In regards to other contents going on the channel, the intro and stuff like that, yeah, it is very, very, like, this is the worst my channel might have ever been since I've been a full-time YouTuber. And it's scary. I'd be honest if it's scary. Like, anytime, like, the last couple of videos that I've been coming up with, I was like, man, that should be good. This should be not a banger because it's the, you know, the kind of dead zone period about it, but it should be good, and they're still sucking. So those of you that are watching this, I appreciate it. I very much appreciate that when you see my videos, hit your sub boxes, you decide to click the video, you like it for more often than not, you leave me a little comment. I really do appreciate it. The last couple days and every now and again, if you don't see a daily upload, it's not depressing, but it's very discouraging to be like, hey, you know, I came up with some of those Madden videos we did, like the Alabama quarterback sim, the rookie quarterback sim. I was like, man, that's going to be a fun video. Then when you see, like, not a lot of views, from a creative standpoint, from getting in and trying to think of, like, what can you do on YouTube in Madden to try and, you know, make a video that's entertaining. Make a video that you like. It's disappointing when the videos don't do well. It's disappointing when you know that maybe if that same video got uploaded on another channel, it would do very well. It's like, why is it not kind of correlating to my stuff? So it's just, you know, if you never see a video in your sub box, just know almost 100% I'm just discouraged, I suppose, and just trying to weather the storm until the new Maddens come out. Trying not to be a bitter old man, trying not to get salty with other creators and stuff. Hey, it is what it is, man. And hopefully Madden 22 is going to be a great season for everybody, myself included. Yeah, definitely very scary times as far as a creator, but it's scary times in a lot of people's lives right now. I'm not special or anything like that. Everyone's going through their own stuff. So back to this video. We are doing Trey Lance. For some reason in these rosters, Trey Lance already has 1 year experience. I don't know if I can modify his age here because Trey Lance is only 20. There's certain restrictions that I can do. We're going to make Trey Lance 20. And because he's already in that 1 year, I'm just going to make his contract 5 years. So we don't really have to worry about that rookie contract, which is really, you don't have to worry about any of these rookie contracts in a 5-year rebuild. Rest of the team we're using, as far as I know, up-to-date rosters. Like, they got Alex Mack now at center. I think that was really the last big get for the 49ers. Obviously, they've drafted some running backs and stuff like that. Trey Sermon. I don't have those guys at my disposal. So it's more so in terms of new players, Alex Mack and Trey Lance on the offensive side of the ball. On the defense, and I'm wearing the North Dakota State hat just to show some respect to Trey Lance. On the defensive side of the ball, well, they re-signed Jason Verrett. He's back there. They got Ebukam coming over from the Rams. That's probably it. Re-signed Jaquiski Tarrant. I don't think there's a lot of, you know, brand new face. I mean, looks like it could be trending towards Richard Sherman re-signing with the 49ers, which would be a good piece of business from them. But these are the rosters we are going to use. And yeah, man, Trey Lance going to the San Francisco 49ers. He got a 73 star dev. I feel like he's going to be one of those quarterbacks where everyone knows he's a work in progress. I think his rating, because of his skill set, will be higher than people expect. I don't know what the parameters are going to be. The fact that he's a top 3 pick, the fact that scrambling quarterbacks always have a higher Madden rating than pocket passers. That's just the nature of the beast. I do think Trey Lance could be as high as like 73, 74, somewhere in that range, when in reality, he probably should be like 70, 71, with a good dev trait, by all means. Absolutely should have a good dev trait. And I mean, you know, into real life, not just keeping within the scope of, say, Madden 22, easily went to the best landing spot. Out of all the quarterbacks, be it Trevor Lawrence going to the Jags, be it Zach Wilson going to the Jets, be it Trey Lance here, you have Justin Fields going to the Bears, Mac Jones going to the Patriots. I don't think there's much to argue that Trey Lance found the best landing spot out of all those quarterbacks to go to. And whether or not he will start day one with Jimmy Garoppolo still on the roster remains to be seen, but I would not bet against Trey Lance seeing the field as a rookie. And let's just see how he's going to do over the next 5 years. Can he get the 49ers over that hump that Jimmy Garoppolo could not and bring them a Super Bowl title with Kyle Shanahan pulling the strings? Let's find out. At the end of his rookie season, Trey Lance, 10-6, getting the San Francisco 49ers into the playoffs. Finished with a 79-78 overall with the +1 morale, which is, that's a fair amount of development. We're just using the base sliders here. And an NFC West title debut in what is going to be an absolute bloodbath. I mean, every team in that West has what they think to be their franchise quarterback. Obviously, Russell Wilson in Seattle. To a lesser extent, I mean, there is going to be some uncertainty, even though I don't see any way it's not going to be good. With Matt Stafford being with the Rams, and obviously Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury need to take another step this season, but I think it's going to be the best division in football. Trey Lance, for a rookie, 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, which is high, given like that's his big thing, is that Trey Lance is smart with the football and doesn't turn it over. But it's Madden to a certain degree. That's a really good year. Unfortunately, because he did already have that for some reason, wasn't listed as a rookie, won't put himself in contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But let's just assume this. Okay, 35-17, 4,300 yards. So better than Trevor Lawrence, better than Zach. Well, I mean, kind of close to actually to Zach Wilson. Mac Jones didn't even play. They decided to stick it, keep going and rocking and rolling with old Cam Newton. Justin Fields, I mean, all these quarterbacks actually had kind of stellar seasons. But I'll be biased. And say we'll give it to Trey Lance because he made the play. Did all the other teams make? Either way, we'll just say Trey Lance won Offensive Rookie. Actually, let's look at the rest of the results here. 1,000 yards for Mostert, 12 touchdowns. Jeff Wilson just vulturing. Over 1,000 yards for Deebo Samuel. 9-9 for Brandon Ayuk. 900 yards, George Kittle. And on the defense side of the ball, 8 sacks, Nick Bosa. A little bit underwhelming, to be honest with you. 3 picks, Jason Verrett. So we kick off the playoffs against the Dallas Cowboys. Dak versus Trey Lance. And it's a shootout. An absolute shootout. The 4 and the 5 seed, 41-35. 49ers win in overtime. That's all you can say. 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Trey Lance, absolute disgust. Now we have old Tampa Bay. Oh, they beat them by 1. 18-17. The 49ers found a way to win. What do we got here? Ooh, okay, there's the inverse. But man, our defense played good. 2 picks on Tom Brady, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks against Trey Lance. Did enough to win, which is great. And then, oh my God, Sam Darnold versus Trey Lance. Super Bowl on the line. If we can win this video in 1 year, that's it. We're playing, we win a Super Bowl. It's within 5 years. We win that Super Bowl, we're out. Okay. Panthers are pretty damn good. They still have Teddy Bridgewater for some reason. Don't know why. I guess I didn't make that trade. What he got? Sam Darnold's not there. They didn't make that trade. Okay, well, that's Teddy Bridgewater. They shouldn't have done it. Buyer's remorse. Seller's remorse. At least in this landscape of Madden. I guess that's literally like the one transaction that wasn't made in these rosters. And it shouldn't have if you're a Panther fan, because it looks like they are going to potentially win the Super Bowl against the Browns, who were always in the Super Bowl. And so fortunately, it couldn't beat the Browns there. But looking at the individual awards, yada, yada, yada. Justin Fields won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I think we could probably all just make a nice assumption there that Trey Lance had a better season than Justin Fields. Super Bowl MVP is the man that I wanted Philadelphia to draft in the second round. Went to the Cleveland Browns, a little bit of a medical. J.O.K. as the Browns win their first Super Bowl title, 28-14 over Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers. Okay, let's get to year 2. We had about $6 million in free agency. Not really any money that we could spend, but I will spend a little bit of money here. We will pick up the 5th-year option on Mike McGlinchey's contract because it's just too hard to replace offensive linemen in this game. All right, we have great options here for our draft. Trey Tucker at running back if we wanted to bring in another complementing early first-round grade there. We have Terence Freeman, early first-round outside linebacker, or Alfonso Smith, late first round corner. I need the corner pretty bad, but this guy looks too good to pass up on. Be completely honest with you. Let's go with him. Hopefully, because he's projected to go early third round. We pick late. Yeah, we got to go just BPA. We're going to grab Terence Freeman, and it looks good. 75 overall, number 6 in true value. Getting him at pick 30. Hidden dev trait, 86 speed, 88 acceleration, 75 block shed, 81 strength, 82 pursuit. Looks pretty damn solid to me. Draft recap of our first draft went like literally the only players worth drafting are the guys that I grabbed. So second round, I got Dwayne Royale. Should be the backup tight end. Long-term behind George Kittle, 73 normal. Then we just grabbed a corner here. Matt Snead from Maryland. Outside length, 6'3", 200 pounds, 68. Normal dev with 91 speed, 92 acceleration. Trade the rest of the picks. I think almost all of them went to the Buffalo Bills for future years. Here's where our team's at after 1 year. Trey Lance went up dev trade after his very productive season as a unofficial rookie. 79 superstar dev trait. Other than that, no dev traits to be had on the offense. Ayuk did start with a hidden dev. He is a star up to an 83 overall. Defensive side of the ball, I think maybe Dre Greenlaw went up a dev trait. I think it also probably is going to be worth it to go Freeman at left outside linebacker over Ebukam. Even though they did spend okay money to sign Ebukam in free agency, I think it's going to be better to go with the rookie long-term, especially if he has a good dev trait. Better than silver dev trait. He should develop, at least benefit more from getting those early snaps. Ford's regressing a little bit. Maybe there will come a point in time. What's Ebukam? 25, 26? Maybe there'll be a time where we cut off D Ford from a contract standpoint and then go Ebukam, maybe shift him down to defensive end. Other than that, though, really wish we got a little bit better of a corner prospect. But, just how the board went, got to go kind of BPA, especially when you went as far in the playoffs as we did. You just need to get a couple players that can potentially get you over that hump, and maybe we did just enough to do that here in year 2. Contracts midway point, definitely going to re-sign Fred Warner. Given the makeup of our roster, I can't give Mostert 4 years. I like Mostert. I like everything about him, man. He started as UDFA for the Philadelphia Eagles. But 4-year contract, probably going to be able to find a cheaper replacement running back. And let's be honest, with Kyle Shanahan's system, I'm not going to say that Mostert is a product, is a system running back, but he's a system running back. And 2 for 2. Second year with Trey Lance under center for the 49ers, and 11-5. Another NFC West title, another playoff berth. Trey Lance up to 85 overall, 84 with the more. I'm very happy with that. He's been everything as advertised of what he could potentially be in a Kyle Shanahan offense. Statistically speaking, pretty good. 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, 15 picks. Wouldn't mind shaving off still a couple of those turnovers, but it's not too brutal. Somehow, we had Dwayne Royale obviously was chipping in at fullback a little bit. 7 rushing touchdowns as a rookie. That's actually kind of impressive. What? Okay. I mean, we don't have a lot of running backs on roster. I think Justek probably would have been RB2. And then either way, that's a very interesting rushing offense for the San Francisco 49ers. We got 1,100 yards, Debo. 9-6 Ayuk, 9-6 George Kittle, 7-7 for Richie James. Defensively, Fred Warner, tackle machine, got himself a new $100 million contract. 10 sacks for Armstead, 9.5 for Nick Bosa, 3 picks. Dre Greenlaw. Nothing too disappointing. Generally, this has been a good sim team so far. No MVP there for Trey Lance yet. I think it's coming. Ooh, Daniel Jones, Offensive Player of the Year. That's how you know we're definitely not in real life. Look at that there. Trey Lance, Justin Fields going at it. Maybe that will be the big battle here for this rebuild. Within the own conference, Fields and Lance, who will have the better career after 5 years? We'll find out. All right, let's go, man. First year, didn't work out so well at the end, but we went on a run. Second year, we start off against the football team, and we're able to knock them off 28-21, which I would hope the number 2 seed could handle business there. 2 touchdowns. 270 yards, no turnovers for Trey Lance. Game 2 against the Saints. Ooh, is their quarterback Winston? And Trey Lance. Hey, there you go. Tail of the tape right there. Why didn't we win? 3 picks for Trey Lance. Jameis Winston, surprisingly, played the cleaner game. And we crash out of the playoffs here in year 2. I'm just going to cut some depth, guys, but in case you're wondering, hey, C4, why aren't you signing any free agents? The 49ers cap situation is shit. So to give us cap, I mean, maybe we'll actually have a little bit of flexibility. You know, obviously got to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo there. Deontay Burnett getting $1 million to shave that right off the old salary cap. Anything egregious we will try to get rid of just to give us a little bit more wiggle room, like that D Ford contract, even though he's gone up to a superstar X Factor. It's a tough sell for how much he costs. You know, Kwan Williams, another one. That's kind of a tough sell, but then again, we don't really have anyone else that can take over his spot right now. So, I mean, we freed up some room there for sure. Went from being almost $2 million over to, hey, we got $24 million to maybe make a splash here in free agency. Yep, yeah, we're gonna go corner. I was looking at some of the running backs. There are some okay guys, like Nyheim Hines could be a very interesting option here in the, actually, you know what, screw it. Let's give Nyheim Hines a little bit of shout out here, because we could probably draft a starting running back in the draft. But, hey, why not? Let's have a little bit of fun in free agency. Nyheim Hines, Jair Alexander. Come on, man. Come to Cali. And there we go. Made a good enough impression on the first meeting to get the signatures of both Nyheim Hines and Jair Alexander. We got a good draft. Definitely should put this team over the top for year 3. Draft board looks kind of solid. Like, there might be a chance we can walk away with 3 of these guys. But looking at it, I think just grabbing a running back here, another North Dakota. I mean, hey, why not? North Dakota State feels like I just got to do it. And he's a 77, number 2 in true value, getting him at pick 27, the normal dev trade, because that's just Madden 21 in a nutshell. But that's a great running back to complement Nyheim Hines, because, you know, we got a lot of mouths to feed in this scheme at the running back spot. Between him and Nyheim Hines, use check as well. It'll be pretty dangerous, pretty tough to stop. All right, so for the rest of the draft, finish strong overall. Definitely a strong draft class. Got a 75 center in the second round. Just get a little bit of youth there. We had a 71 guard, 69 linebackers, 68 safety, 67 center, 63, 66, 65, and 58. I let this computer just handle that. But I do think long-term, you know, adding another running back, especially North Dakota State, the Trey Lance ties, you know, that's fictional at this point. Still kind of interesting. And we got a solid lineman, man. Anytime you get a 75 normal dev lineman, that guy is going to be a key piece going forward for a 49ers offensive line that at some positions is not the youngest. Year 3, quick snapshot of the roster. Not a lot of changes on the offense outside of Hines and Carrington coming in through, you know, obviously the free agency and the draft. Atkinson will be starting at center. Logan will be starting at right guard, so 2 rookies. Hopefully that kind of works out just a little bit for us. Defensive side of things, Greenlaw's up to a superstar X Factor. D Ford's up to a superstar. That defensive line looks great. Freeman, the hidden dev linebacker they drafted in the first round last year, is only a star, but he's up to a 78, developing nicely. But the big acquisition is landing superstar X Factor shutdown corner Jair Alexander to play on the other side of Jason Verrett. Year 3 for the 49ers, easily the most complete this squad has been. You know, Super Bowl potentially. Things look pretty good. Midway point of year 3, 6-1. Big match. Actually, let's just sim just to see an idea. Can we beat the other best team in the division? And no, can we beat the worst team in the division? And no. What about the second worst team in the division? Hey, there we go. All right, contracts. We have Trent Williams, who as long as he will continue to sign 1-year contracts, we will do so. I'll adjust a little bit. I just can't envision this offense without Kyle Juszczyk. And for some reason, I figure like some playbooks that require a lot of fullbacks, when you don't have a fullback, things kind of suck. So I think it's going to be worth getting Juszczyk signed up, as well as Deebo Samuel for sure. Mike McGlinchey, only look for a 2-year. Let's get him 3 years so we have him for the rest of this rebuild. Dre Greenlaw, superstar X Factor. He's looking for a pretty big contract, but we'll get him locked up. Other than that, you know, probably sitting okay. So I will give Juszczyk and Trent Williams slightly bigger rebuffed offers because I really do want them here for at least one more season, if not more. In year 3, not only did we win the division 12-4, we number 1 seed in the NFC, baby. Lots of success. Trey Lance on the other side. Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. I assume Mac Jones is our starter now. We'll see. We can meet each other in the Super Bowl. But look at the squad. No dev traits triggered out throughout the year, which is a little bit weird. But Trey Lance is now into the 90s, which is always something to be happy about. No dev traits on the defensive side of the ball. What we do know is Jair Alexander, very much seamless transition coming into our defense. No Nnamdi Asomugha type situations going on there. 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 15 picks. Trey Lance, 7-6 Hines, 4-10 Juszczyk, 4-7 Carrington. So just an incredibly difficult backfield to stop. Almost 100 catches for George Kittle, 1,100 yards, 4 tutties. 9-6 Debo, 8-10 Brandon Ayuk. Defensively, over 100 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 picks for Fred Warner. 11.5 sacks Nick Bosa, 10 for D Ford, 4 picks, 86 tackles. Jair Alexander, outstanding return on investment for the 49ers right away. Baker Mayfield is, I guess, hey, they didn't go with Mac Jones. Baker, what? Kyle Trask, what? And no Trey Lance? He's going to be at least in the NFC. There we go. Number 7 in the NFC. Okay. This world of football is kind of absurd. So let's go and figure out who we're taking on in the first round of the playoffs. And it is the 8-8 Panthers trying to get redemption against Teddy the first year. And my God, we cannot beat them. What is going on? Is it still Teddy? It's still Teddy. What is going on? The Panthers are unbeatable. Twice they've bounced us from the playoffs. Because we spent so much money in free agency last year, didn't want to go crazy this year. Make like the best signings. And unfortunately, Julian Love at safety's probably... I mean, we get Goggles here as well at kicker. Get him for 2 years for the final 2 years of this rebuild. Punter, again, probably just saves one last spot we need to worry about drafting, and all these guys are only going to get better. But for the most part, while there are a nice influx of some real rookies, no real upgrades to be had for the 49ers other than at free safety and special teams. Goggles held out for a little bit more money, I guess, but we did get Julian Love and Charlton, and for Love, I'm most likely going to kick him into free safety. I don't really think he's much of a strong safety, but yeah, got our targets. So to try and hit a home run on our first pick, this is kind of the big board here. 2 linemen that I'm very interested in that most likely won't be there on the swing around in the second round, which is unfortunate. Have an interesting linebacker, edge rusher from a combine standpoint. However, given the fact that we're still a little bit light on the back end, we have an early first-round talent at safety. Either way, we can keep Julian Love at strong and bring in Good in here at free, which is, I think, what is going to be best. And he's 75 with that awesome Madden 21 top 10 draft pick normal depth chart that they love to just pretty much make automatic. All right, did not like the draft board really after that first pick. So I let the computer handle it from our big board. We got a 72 linebacker there, 68 normal dev DN, 70 wide receiver, Keshawn McQueen from Louisville, which is pretty solid. Not a bad draft at all. But Gooden, as a rookie out of Oregon, going to be a day 1 starter. Maybe getting a little bit of that 4th weird year. 3-4, not great. Even though our squad's the best it's ever been, 90 overall. 90 plus for Lance. Hines looks good. The 1-2 punch there. We have 2 almost 90 wide receivers in Debo and Ayuk. I guess, the interior, the O-line's a little soft. Probably can do a couple more crunches. Soft middle there. Defense got 99s in Bosa and Jair Alexander. Almost 99 Fred Warner. Like, this is really good. Maybe lacking at corner 2 and 3, potentially. But speaking of Bosa, needs to get paid. Looking for $107 million. And we gonna pay it. Even though he's been a little bit underwhelming, it's still, he's still as good as it gets in this game. We got Trent Williams on a 1 year. I think we could probably let D Ford walk just so that we don't have to get to the offseason and cut a bunch of guys, get on the salary cap. So let's see if we can turn around 3-4. Still plenty of football left to play and to make it 4 straight playoff appearances for the 49ers. And unfortunately, year 4, just weird year, man. Last place in the division, 6-10. Need to, we know what we have to get better. Interior of the offensive line and bring in some corners. Trey Lance took a step back this season, just under 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 14 picks. Run game was pretty much non-existent. Receiving game, no one had a great year. Defensively, Warner, 128 tackles, 5 picks is pretty good. 11.5 sacks for Armstead. That is so shit from Nick Bosa. Yeah. Hey, you know what? When everyone on your offense inexplicably regresses and your 99 overall, $100 million defensive end plays the full season and gets 3 sacks, you're probably not making the playoffs. Now, for our final free agency window, I was looking at trying to get someone on the offensive line. Shaq Mason, we had barely any money, man. We had, I think, $8 million. We had to get someone to a long-term extension. I couldn't get any sort of contract that worked with Jedrick Wills to try to kick him inside. However, we can get Isaiah Simmons. Not absolutely a need, but he's absolutely an upgrade that could help this secondary, even though he's not directly a corner. Having him somewhere back there with Jair Alexander should maybe solve the issue. And it's really the only big guy we can try to land as we gear up for year 5. For Isaiah Simmons' offer got rebutted. He's going somewhere else. We don't have enough money. But Jalen Mayfield's here, and he's a guy that might best project to guard in the NFL. So we're going to see if we can get him and then shift him over to left guard. And there we go, improving the offensive line. We have a top 5 pick, and we need either a defensive end or corner. So hopefully there's one there. They almost always grow on trees for a draft. And let's see what we have for corner. Have our pick of the bunch here. Mid-first. We have late first. Donald Barner here, late first. Deshaun Hood, early first-round corner. Scheme fit. And as far as edge rushers are concerned, we have Max Richardson, who's an early first-rounder. We have Max Miller, late first-rounder. And, okay, what do we got? Khalid Wright. Ooh. That guy looks pretty good. Late first. Connor Johnson, late first. Orlando Stevenson, late. Ooh, okay. Corner or edge rush. I feel like the D-line is so good that it's probably going to be more beneficial. Unless there's like a late first-round corner. Sometimes they slip through the cracks. There's some guys down here that are really good. Maybe at edge, there's going to be guys after round 1 that we could maybe land. It's not looking great. But we'll grab the corner. I already know he's going to get that normal dev trait, which is fine. And he does. Oh, he yawned. So bored with these fucking dev traits, man. Whose decision? Give me 1 minute to sit in a room with this person who decided this. And I can tell them directly to your face. Hey, unless someone above you, above your pay grade, told you to program it this way, just, you hit them with a stack of papers and you say you're stupid. Still looks fine. We'll be able to contribute. Did actually hit on a nice pick here. Mike Smith, 74 hidden dev D tackle in the second round, 18 in true value. Might be able to shift into defensive end or Javon Kinlaw or something like that to defensive end, or move Eric Armstead back to defensive end, kick him into D tackle. We'll figure it out. We'll get creative. So our final draft class of the rebuild, happy with it, man. We also were able to grab a 70 overall DN. A couple guys in the 60s to finish it out, but both Hood and Smith should contribute in the 5th and final year of this rebuild, and you don't always get that with your final draft class. So here's our final team in the final year of the Trey Lance San Francisco 49ers rebuild. Lance up to a 93 superstar. We have Naheem Hines, Ayuk, and Debo there. Kittle still a 99. Offensive line, average overall is probably what, like 80... 82, 83, somewhere in that range. So it's a very solid offensive line. Defensively, got a little creative. Kicked Eric Armstead out to defensive end so that we can utilize that hidden dev rookie Smith at D tackle 2 with Kinlaw and Bosa in the secondary. Obviously it is what it is. Still got one of the higher picks, top 10 player in the draft at corner. Hopefully he doesn't get exposed too much. Fred Warner, now also a member of the 99 Club. 3 of them on this defense. Should be good enough to at least give us an opportunity here in the 5th and final year to contend for a Super Bowl. And boy, oh boy, do we ever. 5th and final year, 11-5. I think that's our 3rd NFC West title, and 11-5 first round bye. An 11-5 1 seed. Very impressive from Kyle Shanahan and company, as we are the 1 there in the NFC. Kansas City the 1 in the AFC, that's fine. We'll see him down the line. Statistically, who was a big part of this? Oh, it's just Trey Lance. 1st in yards, 4th in tutties. Interceptions, very high. I would like it to be a little bit lower than that, but it's still a respectable year for Trey Lance. Productive year from just all-out production. 3,000-yard receivers, Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo. 8 and 8 for Keshawn McQueen. Defensively, Fred Warner, very good, over 100 tackles. We have 11 sacks from Bosa, better from him. 6 picks, Jair Alexander, 5 from Julian Love. Happy with all that as we have the number 1 offense in the NFL. MVP went to Zach Wilson. Interesting to see. Number 5 there for Trey Lance. Cool. Let's figure out what are we doing here? 9-7 Giants. Should be able to beat them. We'll play the moments in the championship. For sakes, man. Okay, couldn't win that one. Don't know why. 1 seed loses. Guess Daniel Jones is too good. Trey Lance, interceptions were an issue. That's not good. Not what we're looking for. Well, that'll do it for you today, guys. Thanks for watching. And until next time, it's C4 saying like the video if you support the channel. Leave a comment for any other video suggestions you want to see. One thing I do want to say is, like, people are always like, C4, where's the Tom Savage series? Well, it takes a while to record it, and while I absolutely have fun recording that series, if the views suck, I'm just at a point right now where it's like any views that are at least marginally okay, those are the videos I'm going to kind of gravitate towards. So that has been, you know, the retro Maddens and stuff like that. So that's what's going on there. You know, the paper bag kind of explains it. Hey, put it this way. If you're asking, hey, C4, where's X video? That's what's going on. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Like, subscribe. Have a good one.